is going on, guys? It's your boy, Dylan the Villain, coming back at you with another Total Extreme Wrestling video. It is Sunday, week 4. We are moments away from SummerSlam, guys. I'm excited to book SummerSlam. I hope y'all are excited for SummerSlam also. It is going to be one of our biggest pay-per-views of the year, guaranteed, hands down. No questions about it. I'm expecting this to be one of the best pay-per-views of the year. King of the Ring being our best pay-per-view of the year so far. And I'm hoping that SummerSlam will deliver on that also. We got to get through Sunday Night Heat, and it is Brian Lee taking on Brooklyn Brawler. Brian Lee tearing it up in developmental. I want to see where he's at. He's at a 47. Not quite where I want him to be. He's a few points away. I like people being at least 40, high 40s, which he is, to 50s on the main roster. But he takes on Brooklyn Brawler. He beats Brooklyn Brawler in no time with a cancellation. The match got a 36, which I believe it could have did better, but, you know, whatever. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost, and we go ahead and start the show. And it is Goldust, and he's backstage with Billy Gunn. And Goldust is like, man, last week we beat Bomb and Crush. He's like, I'm telling you, Billy, we have something here. We have something here. We can be the best tag team in the World Wrestling Federation. Not even the World Wrestling Federation, but in the world. We can be the world's greatest tag team. He's like, I've been coming up with merchandise here. He goes, what? Give me 1 second to turn down my phone, guys. I apologize. He says, he's been coming up with merchandise, and he goes, check it out. And he points to China, and China holds up a shirt, and it says, Golden Badasses. Billy Gunn's just like, Golden Badasses? What's the next one? And Goldust's like, okay, you don't like that. And he holds up another shirt. China holds up another shirt that says Billy Dust. And he's like, Billy Dust? Man, that's... Come on, man. He's like, we gotta have a better name than that. He's like, well, I got one more, but it's kind of controversial. And then he holds it up, and it's a picture of Billy Gunn doing his signature taunt of him holding his butt cheeks with Goldust by, like, photoshopped, like, spreading Billy Gunn's butt cheeks, you know, and it says ass dust. And Billy Gunn starts laughing and goes, ass dust. He goes, that's probably the stupidest name I've ever heard of in my life. And Goldust is like, well, I think it's pretty catchy. Ass dust. You're a badass, Billy Gunn. I'm Goldust. Ass dust. And Billy looks at China and goes, what do you think? And China doesn't say anything. China just shakes her head like, yeah, I think it's pretty good. And he's just like, all right then, ass dust it is. By this time, Bomb and Crush come in there, and they look mad. And they're just like, we want a rematch tonight. Y'all got lucky last week. You caught us off guard. Y'all got lucky. We want a rematch. Goldust is like, yeah, ass dust will take you on. Come on, Billy. And Billy's not really feeling like the ass dust name. And he just shakes his head. He's just like, look, man, I don't want no part of this. You know, like, I don't want any part of y'all. You know, I was just helping out Goldust here because y'all are some bullies. And he's just like, yeah, you know, like, we're going to kick your ass here tonight unless you're a little pussy bitch. And Billy Gunn's just like, all right, yeah, you know, all right then, I'll take y'all on. So tonight, we are going to have Ass Dust taking on Bomb and Crush. The segment got an 88. We move on to our opening contest, which is Christian taking on Jerry Lynn. Christian with a 62, Jerry Lynn with a 50. Christian slowly but surely gaining that pop. And about that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Christian defeats Jerry Lynn by pinfall. Segment got a 61. And then we get an interview segment with Christian. Michael Cole gets off the commentary booth And he sits down with, he gets in the ring with Christian, and he goes, Christian, man, ever since Edge got hurt, you have been on a roll in the light heavyweight division. You have beaten everybody who's coming your way. You've even beaten people who are not light heavyweights. You have all the momentum in the world in your favor. What's next for Christian? And Christian's just like, yeah, it's totally awesome. It reeks of total awesomeness in here, doesn't it? He goes, I miss my best friend Edge, and I can't wait for him to get back. But until the meantime, I'm just going to keep picking up wins. And if that means, if that makes me one of the top contenders for the light heavyweight championship, then I guess I'm going to compete for the light heavyweight championship. I know that Eddie Guerrero will be taking on RVD at the pay-per-view at SummerSlam tonight, and I wish both men the best of luck. But just know that I'm ready to throw my name in that hat and become one of the top contenders for that title. And Michael Cole basically says, well, you have been unstoppable, and I wish you the best of luck on your momentum moving forward. And good luck in the future, Christian. I believe that you're going to be one of the top stars here in the World Wrestling Federation. Christian thanks him, and we move on to our next segment. And it is Raven, and he comes out to the ring, and he has the Hardcore Championship. And he goes, you see, I found a loophole in my contract that basically says that as long as I defend my Hardcore Championship that I just won at least once a month, then I don't have to defend it, and I'm not going to defend it at the pay-per-view. So I have paid somebody who is in financial troubles to come out and compete against me in a hardcore matchup. So come on out, and Dwayne Gill comes out. As we know, Dwayne Gill, ever since he left Jim Cornette, he's been struggling with his money. We found out that Jim Cornette screwed him out of all his money. Dwayne Gill is pretty much broke. He's fallen on some hard times here. And he comes out and he competes against Raven. And of course, Raven beats Dwayne Gill. They have great chemistry together. That's hilarious. Once again, I didn't associate the storyline with it. In an exceptional match, Raven beats Dwayne Gill in the hardcore match. And Raven makes defense number 1 of the WWF hardcore title. Raven does not have to defend his hardcore championship at the pay-per-view. He almost got a fucking 100, a 98. Come on, guy. He is super over. Super, super, super over. We move on to the next segment, and it's the Big Show. And Big Show comes out. He pops out of the ring. He comes out, and he chokeslams Raven, catches Raven by surprise. I don't know why that storyline advanced, but he comes out, he chokeslams Raven, pins Raven, and wins the Hardcore Championship. Big Show, once again, the Hardcore Champion. He leaves Raven in the middle of the ring as we go to commercial, and we come back to our main event, which is Ass Dust taking on Bomb and Crush, and Ass Dust picks up the victory when Goldust pins Bomb with the Bulldog. Goldust head and shoulders above everybody else. He got an 83. Billy Gunn with a 58. Bomb and Crush with a 51. Ass Dust storyline advances, but it loses heat. Bomb and Crush have great chemistry together. Goldust and China have pretty good chemistry together. Goldust benefited from having crowd support, and Goldust looked good. The segment got a 73. And we move on, and it's basically a hype promo for SummerSlam. Last minute buys for SummerSlam. Our main event will be Bret Hart taking on Triple H for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H winning the King of the Ring. Triple H putting on the match of the night at every single pay-per-view. Anytime Triple H is on the card, his match is match of the night. He is hungry. He is looking to be number 1 in the World Wrestling Federation. But he has to go through Bret Hart. Will Triple H be able to beat Bret Hart? Or will Bret Hart once again use underhanded tactics to keep his World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title? In one of our big co-main events, we will see The Undertaker taking on Kane. Undertaker said on Shotgun Saturday Night, he doesn't care what match it is. He wants Kane. He wants his revenge on Kane. And he said that Kane is a puppet and a master plan. Undertaker was a puppet and he is not going to do it anymore. He got away from Sting and Sting's master plan, and The Undertaker is looking to get his revenge on his brother Kane from that Inferno match. Undertaker said he's not going to be a puppet anymore, and he doesn't want to see Kane be a puppet for Vince McMahon also, and he's going to beat some respect into Kane. And our other co-main event, one of our other big co-main events of the night, is Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Chris Jericho for the recently vacant Intercontinental Championship that Triple H pretty much gave up to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon said that he wanted the title to be defended at SummerSlam, and he asked Triple H to vacate the title. Triple H happily vacated the championship and said that if it means that he has to give up something that he loves to get something better, then he is going to do it. Stone Cold Steve Austin beating The Rock, with the loser being fired. He beat The Rock, and he will be taking on Chris Jericho, the hand-picked future of the World Wrestling Federation. Chris Jericho by Vince McMahon will. On Shotgun Saturday Night, Chris Jericho says that you can bet on Chris Jericho winning, that he will walk out. He beat Austin many times in the past. He will beat Austin again, and he will walk out. You can guarantee he will walk out of SummerSlam as the new Intercontinental Champion. And our other co-main event of the night will be Kurt Angle versus Owen Hart number 2. Kurt Angle already beat Owen Hart at WrestleMania, earning Owen Hart's respect. But as we've seen, it was all a swerve. It was all a ruse. Owen Hart basically brought Kurt in to protect his brother Brett and stabbed Kurt in the back. Kurt said he's not going to take that laying down, and he wants Owen Hart. And once he beats Owen Hart, he doesn't care if Bret Hart is the champion or not. He wants Bret Hart one-on-one. He wants Bret Hart one-on-one in the future. Owen versus Kurt number 2 at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is going to be a big pay-per-view. Also in the match, the tag team titles will be on the line as Psycho Sid and Vader defend the tag team titles, along with the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship, as we have Rob Van Dam taking on a returning Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero basically finding a new passion, a new attitude, saying that he has Latino heat, and this Latino heat is burning, and he is going to become the new WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. He will do anything in his power to win that championship, and he is not holding back, and he hopes that RVD is going to bring his A-game, because Eddie Guerrero says he is determined, he is motivated, he is passionate, and he is determined to walk away as the light heavyweight champion. This time it got a 100. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. The show got an 88. Not a bad Sunday Night Heat. And we are going to go ahead and finish the show. And as you see, let's go ahead. We are going to use that. We are going to use that. And we are going to use... Is that in Canada? Oh, no, that's... we're going to go ahead and do that. Yes, and as you see, guys, it is time for SummerSlam, one of our biggest pay-per-view of the year. We're spending $1 million on a special set. We have a legendary band. It is the biggest pay-per-view of the summer, right after WrestleMania. Guys, I'm excited to book this. We are going to go ahead and save it. I am excited to book this. I cannot wait to see y'all at SummerSlam, guys. If you are new to the channel and like what you were seeing, the subscribe icon will be up here somewhere. If you want to catch up on all the episodes to find out what's going on leading into SummerSlam, that playlist will be right here. And if you're a fan of ECW and want to check out the ECW save, the first episode of that will be right here, guys. My name is Dylan the Villain, and like we always say here at Pro Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I do and play with yourself. I will see y'all at SummerSlam, guys. I am booking it now. See y'all at SummerSlam.